Hello everyone, it is I, phisnom.
Phisnom, real name Phil Morg, is a game developer turned streamer who's garnered quite the reputation online, mostly in the FNAF fandom because he just so happened to be part of the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Oh, this is gonna be a good video. I'm gonna have to make an entirely separate video about the Fazbear Fanverse initiative at some point. It looked so good on paper, and now all we have to show for it is a bunch of Pop Goes merch and fucking One Night at Flumpty's 3.
I'll help you satiate your appetite.
We're not talking about the Fanverse today. We're talking about phisnom. Hell yeah, man. Phisnom. Yeah! Phiznom's online career actually didn't start with streaming on YouTube. It started with FNAF fan games. I don't know which one is worse. He would start and then cancel a few projects that barely got off the ground, like Freddy's Wonderland and a fucking fan-made One Night at Flumpty's 3 for some reason. I'm mentioning One Night at Flumpty's way more than I expected to in this video.
Hi!
It wouldn't be until 2018 when Phisnom would release his first fully feature-complete FNAF fan game with a shadow over Freddy's. I'm not gonna lie, this is a really fucking good game. You know all those theories about FNAF 3 being a free roam game when in reality it was made in Click Team? This is Phisnom making a free roam FNAF game in Click Team. What the fuck? How? It looks so good, too. It has such a unique aesthetic that really plays into the horror that Phisnom was trying to get at. I know I'm sucking him off a lot in this section, but are you seeing this shit? He deserves a little bit of sucking off before the rapture. Sucking off Phiznom's Sona would suck. It'd be like putting a radioactive rod in your mouth. Shortly after A Shadow Over Freddy's, Phisnom would release Pork Chop's Adventure, which is a fine fan game, but it was just a teaser for his next project. His next big fan game. Pork Chop's Horror Show.
Cancelled. Verb.
Yeah, not a lot of Phiznom's projects really got off the ground. Aside from A Shadow Over Freddy's and Pop Goes Arcade 2 Pork Chop Edition, the only games Phisnom released were a FNAF fan game for a game jam on Reddit, and an open source remake of FNAF 2 that got DMCA'd by the creator of The Pilgrim's Progress.
Well, good evening. My name is Judge Hategood.
He worked on some big-name FNAF games like Pop Goes, but in 2020, he really didn't have anything to his name aside from A Shadow Over Freddy's. Which made his inclusion in the fanverse even stranger. To make a long, painful story short, the Fazbear Fanverse initiative was an attempt by Scott Cawthon, the creator of FNAF, to allow prolific fan game creators to profit off their work. Unless your prolific fan game used copyrighted characters. Origin Sonic will have his day, mark my words. Phisnom was one of 5 creators chosen to be part of the fanverse, announcing his project shortly after the announcement of the fanverse. A remake of the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, FNAF Plus. I'm not going to talk about how ugly these redesigns look. It was 2020. Showbiz-inspired FNAF redesigns were all the rage. Fucking whatever. I'll let this slide. So at this point, Phiznom's on top of the world. He was working on an official FNAF project. His streaming/YouTube career was starting to grow nicely. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no. Hey, so I'm gonna need to preface this chapter with, you're just gonna have to trust me and Wikitubia here, because most of this happened on Twitter, so it's all fucking gone now. Oh, Phisnom, the gaudy goon that you are. On July 2023, Phisnom would stream Security Breach Ruin, finding it pretty boring in the end. A little while after that, someone jokingly said that when FNAF Plus comes out, everyone should retweet Phiznom's comments about Ruin being kind of boring. You know, kind of a snide jab, but whatever, it's the internet. In response, Phiznom's fans would start spamming them with gore and death threats. Obviously, this is pretty fucking bad, but it's not Phiznom's fault. A creator isn't in control of their fans, so why am I talking about this? Well, Phisnom ended up seeing a post talking about the person receiving death threats for calling FNAF Plus boring. In response, he said, "Aw, guys, come on, you're supposed to send me gore and death threats instead." Yeah, so not the best response. He doubled down on it too, even doing it directly in front of the person receiving death threats before blocking them because they were under 18. Truly a mastermind of conflict resolution. People were pretty reasonably pissed off by this, which led to phisnom deleting the tweet and posting an apology video, which he also later deleted because it's pretty bad. He spends like 5 minutes talking about some questionable stuff the victim did while conveniently providing no screenshots of these actions because the victim wants to remain anonymous. Even though he had previously included censored screenshots from the victim, but whatever, I guess it was just too much work for Phil. He also said he didn't think he needed to make a public apology until fucking Direct Doggo, the creator of Day Shift at Freddy's and Dial Town, told him how his behavior was affecting his friends and their reputation online. He didn't give a shit about the gore or the death threats. He only cared about the whole drama because his friends were getting dragged down with him. What kind of fucking mentality is that? Phisnom also puts this screenshot on screen around this point in the apology video. I'm only bringing it up because if I got destroyed that hard by Dawko, I'd delete all my accounts and never return. I'm just saying. He also mentions in this video how he doesn't want minors seeing his content, and that's totally fine. You can cater to a specific age demographic if you want, but also all of his videos and streams at the time were about FNAF security breach. What kind of fucking audience did you think you were attracting? This whole event would end with Scott Cawthon himself stepping in to terminate Phiznom's contract, canceling FNAF Plus and ending his time as a FNAF fan game developer.
Phisnom, you're fired.
And that's the tale of Phiznom's first run around the drama mill. In the grand scheme of things, it affected a relatively small corner of the internet, so he got away scot-free and was able to keep making content. You know, until like a week ago. Yeah, let's talk about the new stuff. So, Phisnom got in shit again like a week ago. Let's just check what it's about. Oh, great heavens! Before I get into the drama, I just want to thank Withered Freddy Fazbear II on Twitter for making a huge thread that has most of the stuff I'm talking about here in it. Thanks, Withered Freddy. People ended up finding Phiznom's not very secret alt account where he publicly posted about his obsession with a VTuber called Mint Phantom who looks like this. Dyslexic Phisnom when he sees Lally's game. Oh shit, maybe FNAF isn't so bad after all. You can argue that Mint isn't a lolly, she's just a petite woman or whatever, but Phisnom follows a lolly porn account, so the Lally's game joke is staying in the script! Phisnom made a response to all this drama, and somehow it's the worst response he's made so far. He basically just said, fuck off, I'm Phisnom, I hate all of you, I'm gonna get even worse, which is a great thing to say when you're being accused of irradiating your rod to characters that look like children. Hell, this response was so bad that it led to people digging up other shit that he did in the past. How did I not see any of this earlier? I swear to God, none of these screenshots existed until the recent Phisnom drama. You know what? Let's do a lightning round. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. A quick lightning round of all the other bullshit Phisnom did. Number 1, saying the N-word on multiple occasions. I don't want to hear shit about the most recent example being 5 years old, by the way. If you're 22 years old and still think it's okay to just say the N-word, there's something wrong with you. Number 2, calling the teenager that his fans sent gore and death threats to a fucking sex pest abuser. The sex pest abuser thing ties back to the questionable actions I mentioned him talking about in a previous section, but again, he didn't really provide any screenshots for that, so it's all a big game of just trust me, man. I'm Phisnom, you can trust me.
Trust me, pal. You're gonna love it here.
Number 3, seeing Marco Antonio make a really heartfelt and genuine post about leaving the FNF community and responding with, well, you made fun of FNAF Plus one time, so you're a bad person. God damn, man, just let it go. Number 4, defending Alex Kister. You know, the abuser. I don't really think I need to say anything else about this one. It's just a bad look, man. Number 5, openly calling The Coffin of Andy and Lele the incest horror game and still expressing interest in playing it. Again, what the fuck do I say? Yeah, I'm Phisnom. I want to play the incest game. Not a good look, man. And, yeah. That seems to be it. That's everything I could find about Phisnom. What a piece of shit, man. Sorry if this video seemed super scattershot and unorganized. A lot of this was written as I was learning about the stuff Phisnom did, so it ended up being kind of a mess, which, you know what, fits considering who we're talking about. But at the end of the day, What do I think about phisnom and this whole drama? Well, that was boring. Hey, I don't really have, like, a meme that I can use to end the video with, so I'm using this as an opportunity to plug my Patreon. It's just 5 Canadian dollars a month, and you get access to early previews of videos. Like the Patreons got to see the first 2 chapters of this video a day before you guys got to see all of it. And you get access to a Discord server where I'm fairly active and also share some fun tidbits and also my entire like list of video ideas, so you can get like a rough idea of what videos I might make next. You also get access to polls that control what videos I make next, or like what I call videos. It really, it's just like you guys get to pick certain things about my videos. That's what the polls are. But yeah, that's my Patreon. If you feel like supporting me, again, it's just $5 Canadian a month, and I'd be super grateful. It would bring me a step closer to making this my full-time job. So yeah, I hope you join. But it's totally fine if you don't. You can just keep watching my videos. Okay, bye-bye.